Renewed Mind Revolution Podcast. A place that empowers, encourages, and informs. We're breaking through, we're rising strong. A brand new mindset where we belong. Empowered voices, hearts aligned. Encouraging truth, renewed in mind. It's the revolution. Let your spirit soar. We're here to lift you, give you so much more. Encourage and power, informed with love. A renewed mind journey, grace from above. Stepping in the purpose of wisdom lead, planting the seeds of faith we need. Hope ignites and visions clear. The revolution's calling, we're here. Empowered and new.
Hi, and welcome to Renewed Mind Revolution Podcast with your host, Michelle Kakal. It is always, always my honor and my pleasure to be able to share some tips and some tools with you that I know will assist you in becoming a better version of yourselves. Now, today I decided, based upon what happened to me today, to switch up and share a story to tell you or to help you on how or ask you how to handle unexpected surprises. Now, sometimes when we say the word surprise, we're thinking about something good, something positive, but all surprises are not necessarily good surprises. Some surprises are just that, the unexpected. So we're talking about things that you didn't plan for, things that you were not expecting, but yet has happened. And once again, it could be good, such as a surprise birthday party or surprise celebration. Or if you've been, trying to conceive for years and then surprise, you get that positive pregnancy test, that's a great thing. But say if you're my age, right? And you're done with children, then a positive pregnancy test would not be a surprise, right? A good surprise. It would be more of a bad negative surprise. But just to give you an understanding, when I say surprise today, we're not talking about necessarily something that's good. We're talking about something that's just happened to be unexpected. So today I want to talk to you and share some tips with you about how to handle things that happens unexpectedly. Now, let me just tell you first, I have always been a person who really didn't adjust very well to change. For years, I can literally feel my blood boil, literally feel my blood pressure shoot up in the air as soon as something came my way that was unexpected in a negative way, in a bad way. If it changed, type of person where when things knock me off of my groove or my pattern of doing things, I just really wasn't, the best. I wasn't 100% on how to adjust. It took me some time, some years, some experience to learn to adjust, to learn that you gotta look at the bigger picture. Think about the final results. Don't stay in that now. Don't stay in that present. Don't stay in that bad position, but realize that it can change, it can shift, it can get better. Just try to be more optimistic. Think about, implementing the tools, putting things to work before I decide to, what the kids say, crash out, spaz out, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so perfect example today. Let me just share this with you really quickly. So let's get right into it. What has happened? What has tried to shake my boat? So I'm a person who actively check her accounts. I just do. Checking accounts, savings accounts, business accounts. I'm always checking. Always. Because we live in an environment in society where there's so much fraudulent, activity. So I'm always checking to make sure. Of course, I have alerts, but still, I feel more comfortable hands-on checking my accounts on a regular basis, especially at least once a day. So first thing in the morning, I checked my account. Wow. I was, to say the least, completely taken back. I literally had 22 transactions from the same company that ran through my account for $100. Let me repeat that for the people who did not hear me in the back of the room. I had 22 transactions for $100 that went through my account. Now, First thing I'm thinking to myself is the bank that I bank with has sent me alerts for small transactions. This is peculiar. This is strange. Is this you? Right? I'm sure you've gotten those, right? I've been out of state using my card for gas and have gotten, hey, this is strange. This is different. This is unfamiliar. Is this you? I've, bought something from Target online or whatever. Hey, this is strange. Is this you? Depending on the amount, depending on the store, depending on if they see multiple transactions from the same place, you definitely will get a alert telling you, hey, this is strange. Is this you? And so the first thing I was so taken back from was, how did my bank allow one company to debit 22 times from out of my account for the exact same amount? To me, if anything should have been a flag, if anything should have, screamed fraudulent, red flag, whatever, it should have been that. This is my opinion, based upon the years that I banked, and so it didn't happen. Okay, it didn't happen. So I was livid, right? At first, like, of course, anybody will. The first thing you're gonna think is, are you kidding me, right? And then I start thinking immediately, well, let me get them on the phone. Let me dispute this. Let me do all the proper things that I'm normally supposed to do. Now I'm doing this like early in the morning. Nobody wants to wake up to that. Nobody wants to rise up in the morning, see that you have fraudulent activity, and then realize this is something that you have to deal with. Nobody wants to deal with that. But I had to deal with that. I had to go straight in and I had to address it, right? And deal with my bank, in which I did. And I, she was like, I'm just, thank you for being calm. And, of course, it's not your fault. You are representing the company right now, but you didn't do this. So I'm never taking it out on the customers reps. Never do I do that. And so I'm just, yes, no problem. We go through the whole process, which is aggravating because you get this, time of, this is how long it takes. Mind you, that's, a good amount of money if you have done the math, for them to tell you have to wait some time before you get your money back. And even in that, I'm just like trying to think, what can I do? How can I can't speed up the process, right? I'm not about to argue, scream, and holler, tell them break any protocols or rules or anything else. I'm just not about to do that. But what can I do? Right. So, of course, I'm thinking progressively of other things that I can do to make sure that I'm covering myself until this is resolved, and which I did, right? Which I did. Now, what I noticed was in my behavior, I dealt with the head first. I took care of it immediately. I didn't get mad. I didn't get frustrated with the lady on the phone. And my head didn't get tight, right? Which means I didn't get to the point where I was so frustrated that I start to just get, like that, right? But I dealt with it, and I try to move on. But what I noticed was, if I started to marinate on it, if I started to think more about what happened, how it happened, and why it was allowed to happen, the more I started feeling a little frustration coming about. The more I started feeling a little bit more of the mental stress of it happening. And this is a very familiar thing for me. This is an old habit of me thinking about things too long, overthinking it, right? I'm a chronic overthinker, which has caused nothing but problems in my life. So I practice on not overthinking. So the first thing I noticed, that the more that I thought about what happened, why was it allowed to happen, why my bank allowed it to happen, the more frustrated I got. And that company who did that, right? The more frustrated that I got. So I immediately said, that bothered me. I'm a little frustrated, but I immediately pulled in. And I began to say to myself, these are the things that we're doing to deal with it, that we have control over. Boom. That's the secret. These are the things that I can control. And that's what I did. I focused on the things that I can control, the things that were within my reach, and I did my part, right? Whatever I needed to do, whatever I thought about, whatever it was, And number one, the first thing, to be honest, I'm done with that bank. I'm gonna tell you why I'm done with that bank. I'm done with that bank because that bank allowed a company to do 22 transactions on my account and posted it. Posted it 22 times the same amount, the same company. That it did not get flagged. It did not, which to me is absurd and crazy, which I have never seen that done before with any bank. So because of that, I'm done with that bank. And no love lost, right? They're not gonna miss me. I'm one person, and I'm not gonna miss them because I don't like how they practice. I don't like that at all. That frustrated me to that point. So I had control over changing my account. That's my control. My control is now I no longer want to work with you, no longer want to bank with you. I'm going to change that. That's what I can do. I talked to them, I disputed it, let them know I will wait on that. My account still is open until that is resolved, and I will close it in a proper way. But until then, getting rid of that, moving on to the next, because I refuse to sit there and bank with a company that was so negligent in that way. So that's what I can control. I'm realizing over the years some things you just cannot control. So my question is to you, friend. What do you do? What are your tips? What are your tools when you have that unexpected surprise? What do you do? For me, I realize what I can control and what I cannot control, and I move forward. If it's something that you can't control, then there's no reason for us to stress ourselves, to frustrate ourselves, to get upset about things that you cannot control. But if it's something that is within your reach, remember, I overreach for years. But if it's something within your reach, then handle that part. Handle that part. And the rest of it, let the time take its place if something has to be worked out. And don't forget, we are people of faith. So we're going to always put God in our business. Always put God in our business. But there's no need to stress out about something that you have no control over. There's no reason for you to get frustrated for something that you have no control over. So, what do you do? What are some of your tips and tools that you have done and that you realize that it doesn't work for you? But in the year 2026, as we are getting started, we are making sure that we are monitoring and making sure that we are practicing healthy steps, healthy boundaries. Whatever you need to do to make sure that you are going to be the healthy version of yourselves, the best version of yourselves, do it for you. Do it for you. We do so much for everybody else, but do this for you. Make sure that when you have those unexpected surprises, that it don't take you out of your character. It doesn't take you out of your character. It doesn't bring strain. It doesn't bring stress. Listen, back in the day when things like this were to happen to me, especially first thing in the morning, it would ruin my entire day. I would be thinking about it over and over and over and over and over again, frustrated about something I cannot control. I can't undo what was done. All I can do is progress and move forward, making the best decisions. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I have done so far. And that's what you need to remember. Some things are just out of our reach, some things are out of our control. Those things, don't stress over them. Control what you can control and move on. Listen, I'm looking so forward to this year with you, talking to you, working with you to make sure that you and I both are becoming the best version of ourselves. This week is going to be great. We got another show coming this week. I don't want you to forget it. It's going to be January the 8th, 2026. We have Dr. Heather, Dr. Heather. I don't want you to forget that this week we have an exciting week happening. We have Dr. Heather Robinson. She will be here. She spearheaded a project that we had the opportunity to share with you on last year. Last year, we shared her project, which was a book. It was a collaboration of other educators as they talk about DEI in the classrooms. So they came out with a volume two, and she honored us. She honored us, and she asked if she could come on and share this also with us. And I'm excited to have her and her guests. So don't forget, January the 8th, 2026, this week on Thursday, we will be having Dr. Heather Robinson and her special guest on our show. Looking forward to it. Look, I love you, but most importantly, please remember that God loves you more. God bless you.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe. Please remember to check out Michelle's bestsellers Faith vs. Fear and Breaking Family Ties. Available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Have a great day and thank you for listening to Renewed Mind Revolution Podcast.